Whoa.
Beverage Bloodbath, welcome back. Week 3 in the books. Obviously, you notice I'm in the second studio, the original home studio here, my spare bedroom, aka the boys' room, aka the baby's room. After last week's video, of course, with the TV and the lighting issues, I just wasn't feeling it, so I had to come back to home base here, okay? I know how much you probably already all miss me, of course, so I'm happy to be back in your good graces. Everybody except Mac, of course, who's probably stoked to finally have a seat at the table over in the corner. I assume he's already commandeered my desk. This is pretty much what I imagined.
Oh la la. Oh, king in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair.
Week 3 was a good one. Super exciting, incredible matchups, a lot of NFL action, a lot of injuries, of course, that are still riddling everybody's lineups. But the best prevail, and the cream rises to the top. Speaking of the top, matchup number 1, yours truly, Put Up Your Dukes, takes another win. 133-109 over Chris Krantz, the Graveyard Gritty. Both teams go in 2-0 into week 3, but I pull off the win, of course. The shining star in my lineup this week, Derrick Henry with 151 yards, finds the end zone twice in that Baltimore game, pulling off a close win against the Dallas Cowboys, 28-25. My dud, unfortunately, in the flex position is Demarcus Robinson. I almost started Juwan Jennings over Demarcus Robinson, and of course, left him out with 3 touchdowns this week. No surprise here that Chris Krantz's all-star is going to be Lamar Jackson once again. 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. The guy doesn't like to share the ball very much. He does get a goose egg 0 from Rashid Shaheed, and it looks like the car has run out of gas. The Saints take their first loss on the season. 133-109 the final. Dukes undefeated, with no Christian McCaffrey, might I add. Speaking of Derek Carr, he's sitting in my Mac starting lineup, and Mac takes his second loss on the season. 106-118. Coastside Crushers, Tyler Warden, the other undefeated team left in the league, goes 3-0 after a win over Mac's Maniacs. Tyler's stud, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, over in Indianapolis, 26 fantasy points after 110 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns for him. He does only grab 2 points from that Ravens D, though, and his dud is a defense that gave up 25 points to the Cowboys. Matt gets a solid game from his stud, DK Metcalf, over in Seattle. That guy's an animal. He's built like a brick shithouse. But only 3 points from Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield finally hit a wall, and the Bucks get upset by Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. I did not see that one coming. Coveside Crushers with the win, and he goes 3-0, along with yours truly, the last 2 undefeated teams in the league. In a game of inches, matchup number 3 was decided by 2 points. An unfortunate matchup for Mary as she takes her 3rd loss on the season, 144-146 against Quentin and the Musty Frog Hustlers. Saquon Barkley still incredible out the gates with 32 fantasy points after 147 yards rushing and finds the end zone twice. Not a great week for defenses though, as the Chargers get only 4 points and lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look out now, Justin Fields is 3-0. Another one I didn't see coming. Incredible. Mary's all-star coming in Monday night. Jamar Chase finally has his breakout game after 6 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gets only 2 points from her tight end spot, which is not that shocking as that's one of the most shallow positions in the league. The tragedy here, of course, is that with 144 points, Mary could have beat literally anybody else in the league this week. But an unfortunate matchup against the highest scorer, Quentin Murphy, with 146. That's fantasy, folks. Mary drops to 0-3 and Quentin improves to 2-1. Matchup number 4 is going to be Battle of the Bottoms over here, ladies and gentlemen. Sharpshooters gets his first win, though, over Gabby Sanchez. We Are Not Worthy, 108-93.
Great success.
Amari Cooper with 7 catches, 86 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Mr. Sharp. 27 fantasy points, his stud this week, while his dud is a tie between Tony Pollard and the Bears defense with 5 points each. Monday night, it's Joe Burrow with his breakout game, 324 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. That's 30 fantasy points. Another pitiful outing for the Dallas defense, though, as Gabby's dud gets -6 points in her lineup. As a matter of fact, her bench points pretty much almost tied her starting lineup points. An unfortunate week for Gabby as she goes back-to-back as the lowest scorer in the league. She's also the only one who wasn't able to break 100 points. And look out now, Ryan Sharp with his first win. Welcome to fantasy.
Well, I'm not used to that, but that's fine.
Speaking of first wins, matchup number 5, one of my personal favorites. The choo-choo train, Cole himself, gets his first win on the season, 128-112 over Zach Abeda. Fine time. Cole gets a huge game from his stud, Kyron Williams, with 30 points, and the Rams mount a massive comeback against the Niners on Sunday. 89 yards and 3 touchdowns. 0 points from Mark Andrews on the tight end spot and 0 points from his kicker. It's not going to matter as he does pick up the win over Zach. Zach also has a goose egg in his lineup, Ramondre Stevenson, 0 points. But his stud is Josh Allen. Monday night, 4 touchdowns, 38 fantasy points. Still not enough to pull it off, though. Cole, this could be a trend of things to come, huh?
I feel 10 feet tall right now and strong as an ox.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you? Okay, I like it. All right.
What a week of matchups. What an incredible week for the NFL. An incredible week for fantasy, of course. Everybody with a win in their column except for Chasing Rainbows. Sorry about that, Mary. It'll come. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to come and join me once again for the Week 3 Fantasy Football Recap for the Beverage Bloodbath. Love doing these videos. Although my kid does come tomorrow, so who knows how long I'll have to actually continue to film and edit, but I'll try to bring them to you as much as I can. And who knows, maybe one of these weeks we'll get a little appearance from a little baby. No, not that little baby. I appreciate the love, the support. Thanks for holding it down while I'm not there. Thank you guys again for our swing and our rocker. It means a lot to us, to my family, and thank you guys for being great friends and great colleagues. Really, really much appreciate it. Love being the commissioner of this league. Quick reminder that the way the playoffs are set are going to be the top 6 teams make the playoffs, with the bottom 4 in the losers bracket, so they can hang out in the bottom feeders. There'll be 1-week matchups during weeks 15, 16, and 17 of the regular NFL season. Of course, I know it goes 18 weeks. However, for those of you that have played fantasy before, know that teams that are already destined for the playoffs will not play their starters in week 18, and those that are already eliminated from contention end up starting like 3rd and 4th stringers to avoid injury for future seasons. But here in the Bloodbath, let's give you an update on where our league standings are at now. Your high scorer this week is none other than the Musty Frog Hustlers. Quentin Murphy gets 146 points in a marginal win over Chasing Rainbows. And as touched on earlier, your week 3 low scorer, we're not worthy. 93 points from Gabby in her second loss. That's a tough pill to swallow. Setting records in the wrong way. Thanks again for joining me as always. I look forward to week 4. If you like the video, drop a like down below on the video. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace and love as always. Commish out.